What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be doing an update on the Jonathan Joss story. I did a video on that yesterday when the news was just breaking that he was shot dead, which is still very tragic in my opinion. But more details have come to light, a lot more details. And this is getting to be a crazy case. Well, buckle up because we're going to go through some of these updates that have been coming out. So first things first, his husband, Tristan, made a statement very, very closely after the event was reported that this was, in his opinion, allegedly a homophobic attack. And the details were really messed up. So since then, the police has come out and made a statement saying that they do not think this is a homophobic attack. When I made my video, a commenter posted something on there that was very weird and alarming. So shout out to Tex Machina, who came in with this little tidbit, and I actually retweeted it and I was like, whoa, this is getting really weird. So he said in the comment section of my video, he said, apparently he burned his own house down by putting a propane tank in his oven. Several people in the neighborhood had been calling the cops on him for years about him terrorizing people in the neighborhood. He just sent me this. So that's what he claimed. This is the post that he posted on that, saying, I live across this man for years. He started gunfights constantly and he burned his own house down trying to make a meth lab inside. He constantly threatened his surroundings, neighbors, and played a victim when cops came. Many neighbors have video proof of this torment. He used to throw bricks through my window and tore several of our mailboxes down. He was armed when he was shot and killed, and no one on that block ever yelled homophobic slurs at him. It's all a lie from his husband, in quotes, for sympathy. So, wow, the story is getting very interesting. There was a news coverage of this incident that has since come out, which we're going to watch together.
Minutes before his murder, a video provided to us by neighbors shows the King of the Hill actor Jonathan Joss walking up and down the street yelling with a pitchfork in hand. Behavior neighbors say was common. Only our cameras were there when police responded to a call for a shooting in the 200 block of Dorsey Street on the south side Sunday night. When officers arrived, they say they found Joss shot and lying near the roadway. Officials say EMS tried to save him, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say the person responsible for pulling the trigger was a neighbor, 56-year-old Sigfredo Alvarez Ceja. Neighbors who didn't want to go on camera say the two had an ongoing feud.
I've been here 6 years, and when we moved in, it was already going on, so it's just been years of feud with these two.
SAPD provided us a list of more than 50 calls to Joss's address just in the past 17 months. Many calls listed as disturbance, including a neighbor and mental health calls. According to a Facebook post by Joss's husband, Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, from earlier this afternoon, he states he and Joss were checking their mail at their former residence when they were confronted by Ceja yelling homophobic slurs. SAPD released a statement stating in part, our investigation has found no evidence whatsoever to indicate that the Mr. Joss's murder was related to his sexual orientation. Police say should any new evidence come to light, they will charge the suspect accordingly. Ceja is facing a murder charge and was given a $200,000 bond and is currently in the Bexar County Jail.
Okay, so there was a lot to unpack in that story. So first of all, the pitchfork video was weird. I don't know if it was exactly from that incident or it's from another incident that was provided, but I mean, pitchfork, I don't know if that would be called armed, but he does have a weapon-like thing. So that kind of changes the story. Now, the other thing they did not bring up in that news report was the point about the dog, which was very alarming and made the story even more kind of crazy. So Tristan's post, they weren't just checking their mailbox. Something else happened. It said, when we returned to the site to check our mail, we discovered the skull of one of our dogs and its harness placed in clear view. This caused us both severe emotional distress. We began yelling and crying in response to the pain of what we saw. That's what he claims. This is what he alleges. So that in itself makes this situation a lot more complicated. Even though the news didn't actually report on it, this was his account of what happened. So I don't know, maybe he's embellishing the story and he's adding things to it. I don't know. That's all for the courts to decide. When it comes to the homophobia and things like that, I can see if these people are having a very long feud for a long time, I can see how maybe words were exchanged, not nice words. Maybe like the neighbor called him the F word once in a while or whatever. maybe he is not necessarily homophobic, but if you're getting into a heated argument, I can see those kind of words being exchanged. It doesn't necessarily mean that that other man is homophobic, but it could also mean that he is. We don't know. We don't know what's inside his heart, only what information we have. Something else also did come up, the whole thing about his house burning down. I saw a news report based on that incident where he gave an interview. So we're going to watch that so that we can make our minds up about what we think may have happened. Like I told you guys, this story is getting really complicated. So let's watch that video. This is from January. Here we go.
Jonathan, my name is Jonathan Joss. I do film and television. I'm the voice of John Redcorn and King of the Hill. Yes, I'm the voice of John Redcorn and King of the Hill. While I was out of town, it was vandalized. They took wires out. They knocked my pole down. So the city.
Okay, note that he said, I was out of town. The home was vandalized. The wires were ripped out. That's the first thing he said.
No electricity, no gas.
So no electricity, no gas because of what he claims was some sort of vandalism.
So in order to stay warm, we did the best we can. I was just told that one of my dogs died. This is a house I grew up in. I'm more
Okay, so they were trying to stay warm.
concerned about my dog that died.
And of course, tragically, his dogs died in the fire because apparently it wasn't just one dog.
But you know what? The good Lord will protect us. I don't know which one is dead yet, man. They won't let me go in the house. This house was built by my dad in 1957 for my mom because it's been really, really cold, man. And when you don't have electricity, when you don't have gas, we went to a hotel because it was so cold for the last couple of nights. I wanted to come home and take care of my dogs. I don't have a job. I don't have children. I'm missing one more dog. It's my fault, or if somebody came in.
So notice that he said, I'm missing a dog. Okay, so 2 of his dogs died in the fire. 1 was missing. And I'm guessing allegedly that's one of the dogs that was found or whatever that was placed near the mailbox allegedly. I don't know. We don't know what's going on with this dog story. That has not been mentioned yet from the media too much. Only Tristan has said that. Now, he also says here, because at first he was like there was some sort of vandalism, but then he said,
if somebody came in and did something, who knows?
It's my fault for maybe leaving something on, or if someone came and did something, I don't know. So he seems quite distraught. Obviously, his house just burnt down. It sounds like a very distressing situation that happened. This is so tragic on so many levels. We're getting more pieces and pieces. The last piece of the story that I found that I still think is highly alarming is also this piece of news, which we're going to also watch together. So this is from the New York Post. It says, Jonathan Joss escorted out of King of the Hill panel days before the murder. Per report, Jonathan Joss was allegedly escorted out of a TV festival after expressing disappointment in not being asked to be part of the King of the Hill panel. Now, we all know that the King of the Hill reboot is happening. This is why I started even covering the story. The actor who voiced John Redcorn in the Fox animated series was fatally shot on Sunday, June 1st, following a heated altercation in Texas. He was 59. So then it says the Post confirmed the suspect was arrested and charged the first-degree murder. He's currently behind bars and is being with his bond set at $200K. However, days before the argument that allegedly led to his death, Joss was removed from a theater by security during the King of the Hill panel at the ATX TV festival, eyewitnesses told People. This incident was caught on camera. So we're going to watch this incident now because this is crazy. And in this incident, he brings up the house burning down and he thinks that it was done because of homophobia.
But he said the mic wasn't going to be used. And I'm an actor. I see a mic, I use it. I see it wrong, I make it right. I take a breath, I want to breathe. And no offense, sir, I'm not a super fan. I said there's a hole in my pocket where my money should go. There's a hole. There's a hole. There's a big
That's a King of the Hill reference.
hole. My house burned down 3 months ago. Because I'm gay. I've had a couple loves in my life. And tonight, you guys wrote an episode where I had an older lady. Hey, Johnny, maybe we can talk right now. I was just, what? You're doing the same thing, sir, but mine's full of emotion and real. I'm just saying that for Johnny, He gave you guys a character because he is that character.
Yep.
He is that person.
This is Jonathan Joss, the voice of John Redcorn. He is in the reboot.
Yeah. So, I'll shut up.
All right, well, again, shout out to Johnny and also to Tom Petty. But again, to Luann and Lucky, how are you?
This is all extremely tragic. I don't know what to say really, other than it just seems like there's definitely a lot more involved. I don't know if there's drugs involved, but it seems like perhaps mental illness is involved. If he's been going at his neighbors with like pitchforks and stuff like that, that's all very alarming and could have contributed to what happened ultimately, him getting shot, which is extremely tragic still, because I always think that when it comes to mental illness and even drug use and things like that, there's always help. There's always people that get help and cleaned up and things like that. And the fact that he was saying in the other video that he was unemployed, and it's just really unfortunate and really upsetting, because somebody as talented as he is, for him to fall into the stitch and not be able to bring himself out is extremely sad. And I also think that with regards to Tristan's statement, it does seem like it has been embellished. And mind you, if you lost your loved one in such a tragic way, you may embellish some details as well. And I'm sure that all of these things is going to come out probably at the trial of this man. But so far, the police have stated that this situation has not been a hate crime. So here is, just so you guys can see for yourself, they posted this on Twitter as well, saying here, SAPD homicide is currently investigating the murder of Mr. Jonathan Joss, despite online claims of this being a hate crime. Currently, the investigation has found no evidence to indicate that Mr. Joss's murder was related to his sexual orientation. SAPD investigators handled these allegations very seriously and have thoroughly reviewed all available information. Should any evidence come to light, the suspect will be charged accordingly. Again, it's just really upsetting, because he did also say in that video that he thinks it's because he was gay that his house is burned down. So clearly he had some sort of idea in his head about that all of these confrontations and all of these alleged bad blood between him and his neighbors were stemming from some type of homophobia. So, and I mean, God knows at this point, I don't know what the truth is, and I'm sure it's going to come out. The more information is going to come out, because also Tristan did say in his letter that they had filed police reports also alleging that there has been homophobia occurring in their lives. And again, I didn't notice anything being reported even by the police about this alleged animal skull, this dog situation, because that's really alarming. I mean, imagine you come home and somebody's placed your dead dog's body in front of your house. Like, of course you're going to go crazy. I think I might grab a pitchfork if that happened. So I don't know. We don't know what the truth is, but certainly it doesn't seem like is as it seems right now. This has definitely put a damper on the King of the Hill reboot. I'm not gonna lie, it's just all very tragic. And as more information comes out, I'll try and do more videos, but I just wanted to update you guys. But here we are. Either way, I hope that he rests in peace now, because he's gone. So I still want to be respectful to his memory, and I still love a lot of his work. And I'm just sorry that it had to end like this. If you enjoyed this video, I know it's a weird subject, but if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you smash the like, share the video, and subscribe if you're new here. And please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts down below and what you think of all this. It's kind of crazy, I know. So, okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.